أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and welcome to today's class. I hope you're all doing well, inshallah. I would like to start the class with some etiquettes for during the class. Please make sure that you are logged in with your correct ID. As I was scrolling down the participants list, I saw that majority of you are logged in with your correct IDs, which is great to see. So Jazakumullah for that. Also, please make sure your videos are off, and you can check that by checking if your video icon on your screen has a red line across it. Please make sure that you keep your videos off throughout the duration of the class. Also, make sure you listen carefully throughout the class, and at the end you will be given your homework, so make sure you write that down somewhere and take a note of it. And as always, if you have any questions or issues, this is the email address that you can contact us on. So we will start the class now by reciting a prayer from the Holy Quran. Can I please have a student on the line?
Assalamu alaikum. Our first student is A1217.
Wa alaikum salam, jazakumullah. A1217. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, so I'm going to be asking you to read this prayer with me. So I'll read it and you repeat after me. Okay? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
Rabbi zidni ilma. Rabbi zidni ilma. Excellent, well done. And do you know this prayer off by heart? No, not yet. Okay, so it's a small prayer. So I think everybody can try and learn this off by heart. Okay, so we repeat this every week in the class. So it's a good thing to maybe download this page off the website and have a printout and try and start reading these prayers again and again so you're able to memorize them. Okay, so can you please read the translation for me at the bottom?
Oh my Lord, increase me in knowledge.
Well done. And what does this say?
Taha 115.
Yes, so this is saying that this is from the Holy Quran, Surah Taha in the Holy Quran, verse 115. Okay, excellent. Jazakumullah. That was very nice read. So we'll go straight into our lesson that we will be learning today. So in today's class, we will be learning a new rule, and that rule will be of the long stretch kasra. Okay, so yesterday you learned about long stretch fatha. In today's class, we will learn about long stretch kasra. And the sign or the symbol for that is called a vertical kasra. So yesterday, like I said, you learned about vertical fatha and how you should pronounce a letter with a vertical fatha in it. In today's class, we will be learning about how to pronounce the letter with a vertical kasra underneath it. Okay, so I hope you all remember from your previous class about when you learnt about kasra. Okay, so you learnt what a kasra is and how to pronounce the letter with a simple kasra underneath it. So I'm sure all of you know what it is, but just for those who might not remember, this is a kasra. Okay, so this is the letter, and underneath it, this slanted hyphen sign or symbol is a kasra. And you learnt that a letter with a kasra underneath it should be pronounced for 1 second or 1 count. Okay, no longer than that. Today, we will be learning about vertical kasra. So by the name of it, I'm sure you can realize if this is a kasra, what a vertical kasra will look like. Vertical means basically like a straight line, okay? So if you look at this alif over here in blue, you can see underneath it, this is a kasra. This kasra has been turned like this, and it is now straight like this. Before it was slanted, now it's in a straight position like this. Now this is a vertical kasra, and this is what we're learning today. And I'll read this explanation for you over here. When the stroke of kasra is vertically placed below a letter, it is called vertical kasra. A letter bearing a vertical kasra should be stretched for approximately 2 seconds or 2 counts. Okay, so unlike a simple kasra, which would only be said for 1 second, a vertical kasra should be pronounced for 2 seconds. A letter with vertical kasra should be pronounced for 2 seconds. Okay, so that's what we're learning today. Okay, and I want you to really remember the 2-second rule, okay, for this one, because in today's class we will be looking at both a simple kasra and a vertical kasra, as well as previous rules that you've learned. So we'll be mixing and matching. So it's very important that you know how many seconds each sign or symbol should be pronounced for when it comes. Okay, so exercise 9.1 does exactly that. So in exercise 9.1, what you're doing is you are comparing the sounds that are made when a letter has a simple kasra and when a letter has a vertical kasra underneath it. So kasra, 1 second, vertical kasra, 2-second sound. Okay, so it's a simple rule, and you just have to remember that and apply it when you're reading. So for example, this is the letter alif. It has nothing on it, so that's why when you pronounce it, you say alif. Moving on, this is an alif, but it has a kasra underneath it. So when I pronounce it, I stretch the sound only for 1 second. I don't stretch it for more than that. So I would say E. E. Okay? Same sound for here, because this is an alif with a vertical, alif with a kasra underneath it. 1 second, E. Moving on, then you have a alif, but now with a vertical kasra underneath it. So like I said before, now this means that we have to stretch that E sound out for 2 seconds. So I would say E, E. Okay, so I'm not doing shorter than or longer than 2 seconds. Excuse me. Okay. Again, same thing over here. Alif with a vertical kasra underneath, 2 seconds. E. E. Over here, you have an alif with a simple kasra underneath it. Okay? So, 1 second. E. E. Now comparing the two sounds together. E. E. Okay? So I hope you can see that difference in the sounds that I'm making when there is either a kasra or a vertical kasra underneath the letter, depending on what the sign is. So it's up to you to first of all recognize the letter, and second of all see what sign is found underneath the letter, and then make the correct sound. Okay, so that's 3 things in total. So whenever you see something, go through that checklist and see if you're doing it right. So what we'll do is we will have some students on the line, and what I want you to do is I will say it and I want you to repeat after me. So can we please have someone on the line?
Yes. A1198.
Assalamu alaikum. A1198.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay. So can you tell me what we've seen? What is a vertical kasra?
A vertical kasra is an alif sorted kasra, but small, and it's underneath a letter.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Very well explained. And can you tell me what the sound should be if a letter has a vertical kasra underneath it?
For example, for alif, it should be E.
Yeah. So how many seconds?
2 seconds or counts.
Yes, excellent. That's what I want to hear, okay? So you're very rightly said that a vertical kasra is basically like a small alif, yeah? So this is an alif and this is like a small alif, but it's basically a kasra on straight like that, okay? So this is a vertical kasra and it should be said for 2 seconds whenever you find it on a letter, okay? So we'll start with these 3 examples with you. So just follow after me. B.
B.
Yeah, so a simple, the letter is ba, but it has a kasra underneath it. So 1 second, B.
B.
Well done. Moving on, this is again the letter ba, but it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So how many seconds?
2 seconds for
Yes.
counts.
Yes. So B,
B.
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 Well done. Moving on, can you tell me what the letter is?
Da.
Excellent. And what does it have underneath it?
Vertical kasra.
And how many seconds should I pronounce it for?
2 counts or 2 seconds.
Excellent. So let's try having a go. The
D.
Excellent. Now this is the same letter, but it has a kasra underneath it. Okay. So 1 second. T.
D.
T.
D.
Excellent. Well done. Nice. Not any sharp sound we should make. Just a simple T like that. Okay. Excellent. Let's move on. Can you tell me what letter this is?
This is. I'm just like so confused of the song. I'm guessing like I'm gonna have my best go. Tha.
Yes. Sa. Excellent. Well done. Very nicely pronounced as well. So this is the letter Sa. And it has a, what does it have underneath it?
Vertical kasra. 2 seconds or 2 counts.
Perfect. Well done. So let's try having a go at this. Fi.
C.
Try taking the tip of your tongue and touching it to your top teeth. So, fi.
C.
Much better, okay? Now, same letter over here, but with a kasra underneath it. So, fi.
C. C.
Excuse me. Yeah, well done. Fi.
C.
Excellent. Well done. You read that really well. Jazakumullah for your help. A1198.
Adios.
Can we have another student on the line, please?
Our first Nasra is N1285.
Assalamu alaikum. N1258.
N1285.
Okay, 85. Assalamu alaikum. N1285.
Sam, we're not sharing the screen, but we have the book.
Oh,
So she
okay.
can read the book.
Okay, but are you able to see my screen at the moment?
Yeah, but I think it's still tolling. It's not coming.
Okay, that's fine. So we're still doing exercise 9.1 and we are on the second line.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we will be doing from G. Walaikum Assalam. Okay, so we're doing the second line, exercise 9.1. So just repeat after me. So this is the letter. Can you tell me what letter that is? Yes, exactly. It's the letter G. Okay, well done. And what does it have underneath it? Vertical kasra today, okay? So because it is found underneath the letter, it is a vertical kasra, okay? If this straight line was found on top of a letter, like so, it would be a vertical fatha, okay? But because it is beneath the letter, below the letter, underneath it, it is a vertical kasra, okay? So I'll say this and I want you to repeat after me. G. Okay. Make sure you don't say Jeem. Okay, we're not saying the name of the whole letter. It is just a simple G. Well done. Excellent. Okay. So next to it in black, you have the same letter, Jeem, but it has a kasra underneath it. So can you tell me how long I should stretch a simple kasra for? 1 second. Excellent. Well done. So let's have a go at this. G.
G.
Well done. G.
G.
Well done. Excellent. Okay. Now can you tell me what the next letter is?
Ha.
Excellent. Well done. And what does the first ha have underneath it? Can you see what that is?
Da.
Kasra. Excellent. So again, 1 second for this one as well. He.
She.
He.
She.
Okay, this is not a she. The letter is ha. Okay, so that's why we have to pronounce that sound. He.
He.
Okay, you know, like in English, if I was to write the sound of this letter, I would say H-I, like that. Okay, he.
He.
Excellent, much, much better. Okay, and the same is the next letter. So the same letter again, but now this has a vertical kasra underneath it. So we have to stretch that he sound out for 2 seconds now. Okay, so repeat after me, please. He.
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 Well done. Excellent. Okay, so it's just basically like taking a deep breath and then pronouncing the letter. Okay, he.
He.
Excellent. Well done. Let's move on to the next example. Can you tell me what letter that is?
Ha.
Yes, the letter is ha. Okay, well done. Now the first example, the ha has a kasra underneath it. So we pronounce the letter for 1 second. So we would say
Ha.
khi.
He.
Excellent. Well done. When it has a kasra underneath it, the sound of your how you pronounce it is that your sound goes downwards, okay? So he.
He.
Excellent. Well done. Same thing for the next one, but you have to stretch it for 2 seconds because it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So he.
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 Excellent. Very nicely pronounced. Okay, well done. That was really, really good. Jazakumullah. And 1285. Can we have another student, please?
Our next student is A1237.
A1237. Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum salam. Okay. So the next letter, can you tell me what letter this is?
It's a dal.
Well done. And what does it have underneath it?
Kasra.
Excellent. Well done. So 1 second rule applies over here. So we would say D.
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 Excellent. Now same letter in blue, but it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So now the 2 second rule applies. So same sound, but stretched for 2 seconds. D.
D.
Excellent. One more time. D.
D.
Okay. Just make sure you don't stretch the sound out for too long, because later in the later classes you'll find that there are some signs where you have to stretch your sound out for even longer. That's why we have to make that separation. So we should only pronounce a vertical kasra for around approximately 2 seconds. Okay, no longer than D.
D.
Perfect. Much, much better. Okay. Now next letter is dal. Okay, but now it has a kasra underneath it. So 1 second. V.
Z.
Perfect. Now same letter, but vertical kasra underneath it. 2 seconds. V.
D.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. Next one, you have a ra. The letter is ra, but it has a kasra underneath it. So your sound goes downwards. Re.
Re.
Excellent. Same sound, next one, but because of the vertical kasra, 2-second rule. Re.
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 Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read, mashallah. Excellent. A1237. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student?
Our next student is N1276.
Assalamu alaikum. And 1276.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Okay, so we'll do the next couple of examples with you. Over here, this is the letter za, and it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So how many seconds should I pronounce this for?
2 seconds.
Perfect. So z,
Z.
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 Perfect. Same letter, but with a kasra underneath it. So 1 second. Z,
Z.
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 Well done. Next letter, can you tell me what letter this is?
A star.
Seen. Yeah? The name of the letter is seen. Okay? Has a kasra underneath it over here. So 1 second. C.
C.
Perfect. Same letter, same sound, but 2 seconds because of the vertical kasra. C.
C.
Excellent. Well done. Now next letter is sheen. Okay? And this one has a kasra underneath it. So 1 second rule applies. She.
She.
Perfect. Now same sound, same letter, but 2 seconds because of the vertical kasra. She.
She.
One more time. She.
She.
Excellent. Can you read this one again for me?
She.
This one?
She.
Okay, just a bit longer, okay? She.
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 Much better, okay? Well done. Excellent. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah and 1276. Can we have another student, please?
Our next student is A1209.
Jazakumullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Is that A1209?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to do the next couple of letters with you. This one, can you tell me what letter this is?
Seen.
This is a sin, but this is a,
Sad.
yes, sod. Okay? And this sod has a vertical kasra underneath it. So that means we have to pronounce the sound for 2 seconds. So repeat after me. See.
See.
Okay. Make sure you just round your mouth a bit more because this is a thick sounding letter. See.
See.
Much better. Well done. Now this is the letter dod, and this has a vertical kasra underneath it. So when you pronounce it, 2 seconds. D.
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 Well done. Excellent. Really nicely read. Okay. Now this again. This has a vertical kasra underneath it. The letter is ta. So vertical kasra underneath it. Your voice, the sound that you make goes downwards, and 2 seconds because of the vertical kasra. Three.
D.
Just round your mouth a bit more. Three.
D.
Much better. But just keep practicing the sound of this letter, okay? It's a bit more difficult.
Okay.
Next one is a zal. Sorry, za. Okay, this is ta, and this is za. So vertical kasra underneath it. 2 seconds. Z.
Z.
Again, round your mouth a bit more. Z.
Z.
Much better. I can see that you're trying. But like I said, just keep practicing the sounds of these 2 letters. Let's move on. This is a, can you tell me what name of this letter is?
Ain,
Excellent. And what does it have underneath it?
a vertical kasra.
Excellent. So how many seconds do I pronounce it for?
2 seconds or counts.
Excellent. So can you try that by yourself?
E,
Excellent. I. Well done. So remember in the first lesson we talked about how the sound of ayn is. So from the
Yeah.
middle of your throat, you have to try a bit more harder. So when you say it, just try and say it from the middle of your throat. But well done for trying. Next one. This is a ghain with a vertical kasra underneath it. Ghi.
re,
One more time. Can you say it for me?
re.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. Well done. Jazakumullah A1209. Can we have another student, please?
Our next student is N1277.
Jazakumullah N1277. Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the next couple of examples with you. So can you tell me what letter this is? What letter is this?
B,
Okay, you've read the whole thing as a whole, which is great, but the letter is fa, okay? But it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So 2-second rule. Fi.
fee,
Excellent. Next one, this is a qaf, and it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So again, 2-second rule applies. Qi.
D,
Okay, now this qaf is a thick sounding letter, and it should be pronounced from the middle of your throat. So try saying that a bit more. Qi.
D,
Much better. Well done. Okay, just make sure you don't stretch your sound out too long, so that it becomes, let's say, 3-4 seconds. Just keep it to 2 seconds. Okay, next one. This is a kaf with a vertical kasra underneath it. 2-second rule. Ki.
T,
One more time.
T,
Perfect. Excellent. Next one. Lam with a vertical kasra underneath it. Li.
Lee,
Okay, just make sure that you are not stretching your sound out for too long. So just 2 seconds or 2 counts, okay? 1, 2, that's it. Li.
Lee,
Well done. Excellent. Can you do the next one by yourself?
me,
Perfect. This is the meme, vertical kasra underneath it. Me. Next one.
me,
Yes, this is a noon with a vertical kasra underneath it. Ni. Can you say that for me? Ni.
me.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. N1277. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the line?
Our next student is A1236.
A1236. Assalamu alaikum. A1236. Assalamu alaikum. I can hear your audio. A1236. Are you able to hear me? A1236. Are you there? Okay. What we'll do is we'll move on. Can we have another student?
Yes. A1193.
A1193. A1193. Are you there? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, I can hear some giggling at the back. So just we're reading from and we're reading from the Holy Quran. So just make sure that you are serious and ready to learn. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do the last couple of examples. This is a waw. The letter waw has a vertical kasra underneath it. So just repeat after me. We.
We.
Well done. Excellent. Next one. This is a ha with vertical kasra underneath it. He.
He.
Okay. Right now, you're just stretching the sound out for more than 2 seconds. Okay? Just make sure that you're only doing it for 2 counts. So 1, 2. That's it. Okay? He.
He.
Excellent. Well done. Next one. Can you tell me what letter this is?
Hamza.
Excellent. So this has a vertical kasra underneath it. So can you try and give it a go? How would you pronounce this? I'll help you out, okay? So when Hamza has a vertical kasra underneath it, it is pronounced in the same way as if an alif had a vertical kasra underneath it, okay? So in the beginning, we looked at this example, alif with a vertical kasra underneath it, e, okay? The same rule applies over here. Hamza with a vertical kasra underneath it, e.
E.
Excellent. So just remember that, everyone. Hamza produces the same sound as alif when it has a vertical kasra underneath it. Okay? Same thing for this ya. This has a vertical kasra underneath it. So, ji. Okay, just come a bit closer to the mic. Ji.
E.
Yeah, so make sure you're saying like the ya sound, okay? Ji.
G.
Excellent. Well done. Again, just make sure 2 seconds is as long as you stretch it. Now this one, this is a ta. Okay, this would make the sound of a ta because it looks like a ha, but actually the 2 dots on top indicate that this is a ta. Okay, the actual name for this letter is ta al-marbuta, but all you need to know is that this produces the same sound as a ta. So you can see over here, this ta has a kasra underneath it. It produces the sound of ti. This one would also produce the sound of a ti because it's a ta with a kasra underneath it. Ti. Can you say that for me?
D.
Perfect. Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah A1193. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll move on to exercise 9.2. And this is taking it to the next step. Okay, and this is where you are now starting to mix and match and look at all the different rules that you've learned so far. Okay, so in previous classes you learned about fatha, you've learned about kasra, you've learned about dhamma, and you've learned that any letter with fatha, kasra, or dhamma on it is pronounced for 1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay, so 1 second for fatha, kasra, and dhamma. Now, yesterday you learned about vertical fatha. Today you learned about vertical kasra, and you learned that any letter with vertical fatha or vertical kasra should be pronounced for 2 seconds. So these are the 5 rules as such you've learned so far. What you need to do in this exercise is remember all those rules and apply them. Okay? And also take very, very good care that you are focusing on your timing. So any letter that needs to be pronounced for 1 second, say it for 1 second. Any letter that needs to be pronounced for 2 seconds, make sure you say that for 2 seconds. So this is what we're doing in this exercise. So just remember all the previous rules that you've learned and apply them to this exercise. So what this exercise has done is you are now starting to form words. So previously you were just looking at individual letters. Now you are looking at actual words. But to help you, this exercise splits up those the components or whatever is in that word and splits it into different letters. So that first you can have a look at the letters and then form the word at the end. Okay, so this is the actual word over here, but it has 4 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. Split them up so that it can help you to form the actual word at the end. So what we'll have is we'll have some students on the line and I'll ask you if you can do it by yourself. Great. If not, I will help you out. So can we please have someone on the line?
Our next Nasra is N1282.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum Assalam, N1282. So, did you understand what I was saying about remembering all the previous lessons that you've learned?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, would you like to try this by yourself or would you like me to help you?
I would like to recite it by myself, please.
Okay, so we'll do it one by one and then we'll form the whole word over here. Okay, so can you just follow my hand and say it like you think it should be said?
Tha.
Excellent. So 1 second, because it's the letter tha and it has a fatha on it. So 1 second. Tha. Next one.
Ma.
Excellent. Meme with a fatha. Ma. Next one.
Ri.
Excellent. So this is the letter ra with a kasra underneath it. So 1 second. Ri. And next one.
He.
Okay. Your sound is correct, but your timing, because of the vertical kasra, how many seconds do you need to say that for?
2 seconds.
Yeah, so say it like that.
He.
Yeah. So, he.
He.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So, can you try saying both of these together?
Ri. He.
Perfect. Excellent. Really nicely read. So now we're going to try and say all these together to form this word, okay? So you can say it one by one if you like. Just follow my hand.
Samarihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read, okay? Samarihi.
Samarihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. Move on. Can you try this one?
Umu.
Okay. Your sounds are correct, but you just stretch the mu out for too long, okay? This meme has a simple dhamma on it. So does the ayn, okay? So both of these should be said for the same amount of time, 1 second each. Umu.
Okay.
Can you say that?
Umu.
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 Yes, 1 second each, okay? Really well done. Next.
Ri.
Okay, just make sure 1 second. Re.
Ri.
Next one.
He.
Excellent. Well done. So this is a ha, vertical kasra underneath it. So 2 seconds. He.
He.
Now all together. Can you try this?
Umurihi.
Perfect. Excellent. Really nicely read. Okay. So the first two letters had dhamma on it. This third letter had a kasra, and this final letter had a vertical kasra. Okay. So the first 3 letters you said for 1 second each, and the last letter you said for 2 seconds. Excellent. Umurihi.
Umurihi.
Perfect. Excellent. Really nicely read. N1282. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the line?
Jazakallah.
Our next student is A1196.
Jazakumullah. A1196. Assalamu alaikum. A1196. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm sorry, I just lost him. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Are we able to find him again, or should we move on to another student?
Yeah. A1232.
A1232. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay, so we'll do the second line with you. So can you try saying it? Would you like me to say it, or would you like to try on your own?
Try on my own.
Okay, so can you try this for me?
B.
Perfect. So kasra underneath the ba. So 1 second. B. Well done. Next.
Va.
Excellent. Next.
La.
Perfect. So both of these letters have a fatha on top of them for 1 second. Wala.
Vala.
Excellent. Next letter.
D.
Perfect. The letter dal has a kasra. 1 second. D. Okay. And the last one.
He.
Excellent. Again, ha with a vertical kasra underneath it for 2 seconds. So altogether, bihi.
Bihi.
Excellent. Well done. So do you want to try this one now?
Biwaladihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. So the first 4 letters all are to be said for 1 second each, and the last one for 2 seconds. So biwaladihi.
Biwaladihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. Next one.
Ru. Su. Rusu.
Perfect. Both of these letters have dhamma on top of them for 1 second each. Rusu.
Rusu.
Next one.
Li.
Perfect. 1 second. Li.
Li.
Next one.
He.
Excellent. So the same as before. Ha with a vertical kasra underneath it. He.
He. Rusuli.
Sorry, one more time.
Rusulihi.
Okay, your voice is just cut out. But did you say this one as he? Yeah, so 2 seconds. Rusulihi.
Rusulihi.
Perfect. Excellent. So the first 3 letters are to be said for 1 second each, and the last one for 2 seconds because of the vertical kasra. Excellent. Can you say that one more time, please, for everybody?
Rusulihi.
Perfect. Excellent. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah for your help. A1232. Can we have another student, please?
Our next student is N1286.
N1286. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Okay. So would you like to have a go on your own, or would you like me to help you?
I would like to have a go on my own.
Okay, then off you go. Can you try this one?
B.
Perfect. The letter ba, but with a kasra underneath it. So 1 second. B. Next one.
Di. Wait, yeah.
Yeah. Can you try that again?
Yadi.
Yes, excellent. So this is the letter ya, okay? And because it has a fatha on top of it, we say it for 1 second. So ya. Next letter is the dal, but with a kasra underneath it this time. Again, 1 second rule, di. Okay, so all together, yadi.
Yadi.
Excellent, well done. And this one?
He.
Excellent, well done. So the letter ha, but with a vertical kasra underneath it, so 2 second rule. He. Now all together, can you try this for me?
Biyadihi.
Well done, excellent. That was really, really good, mashallah. But make sure that this one, the B, just stretch it for 1 second, no longer than that, okay? Biyadihi.
Biyadihi.
Perfect, excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. Next one.
Ku.
Excellent. So this is the letter kaf. And what does it have on top of it?
Dhamma.
Excellent. So 1 second, ku. Okay, next one.
Tu.
Perfect. Next.
Bihi.
Excellent, mashallah. Well done. So this is the letter ba with a kasra, B. And this one, although it looks quite similar, different to this one, this is the same thing, he. Okay, this is the letter ha with a vertical kasra underneath it. He. So altogether it's bihi.
Bihi.
Well done. Can you try that all together now for me?
Kutubihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read. Once more.
Kutubihi.
Perfect. Really nicely read, mashallah. Well done. N1286. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the line?
Our next student is A1209.
Jazakumullah. A1209. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Okay, so now what we're doing is we are getting onto the more difficult level, and this is where you won't have the help of the splitting of letters like we had over here, and we are straight away looking at whole words. Okay, so what we'll do is we go through the components one at a time so that we don't do all of it at once, and I want you to try and say it and follow my hand. Okay, so try this one for me, please, now.
Ahadidi.
Okay, what we'll do, like I said, we'll do one thing at a time, okay? One component, just follow my hand so that both you and everybody else can understand, okay? So the first bit you said really nicely. Alif with a vertical fatha on top of it. Well done. Next one, this is the letter Ya, okay? And this is a vertical fatha, so Ya.
Ya.
Okay. Ya.
Ya.
Well done. Now this one, can you try say this?
Ti.
Excellent. So this is the letter Ta with a kasra underneath it. 1 second. Ti. And last one?
E.
He.
He.
Excellent. So all together. Ayatihi.
Ayatihi.
Well done. Excellent. Really nicely read. Okay, let's move on to the next one. First component, can you tell me what this is? Follow my hand.
B.
Next.
Ya.
Next.
Di.
And lastly.
He.
Excellent. Really nicely read. Can you try it for me all together? Take it nice and slowly, but read it all together.
Biyadihi.
Excellent. Biyadihi.
Biyadihi.
Excellent. Really, really impressed, mashallah. Well done. That was really nicely read, okay? And one more.
A. Ma. Li. He.
Yes, excellent. Well done, okay? So although this one and this one, they look different, but it's the same letter, okay? It's still the letter Ha, and they both have a vertical kasra underneath it. That's why you stretched it for 2 seconds, okay? So all together, Amalihi.
Amalihi.
Well done. Excellent. That was really, really nicely read. And I know that was difficult how you did that, but you did that really, really well, mashallah. A1209, Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have another student on the please?
Now I'm going to give mic to N1289.
Assalamu alaikum, N1289.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Okay, so we are continuing on this line. So what I'll do, just please follow my hand. We'll do it one bit at a time. So can you
Bihi.
Okay, the first letter is Ba, like you recognized, but it has a kasra underneath it. Okay, how long should this be said for?
1 second.
So say that for 1 second.
B.
And next letter is Ha, like you said, but it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So how long should that be said for?
2 seconds.
Excellent. So how should this be said?
He.
Well done. So all together now?
Bihi.
Okay, right now you are treating the Ba as if it has a vertical kasra underneath it, and you're treating the Ha like it has a fatha. Okay, so you're doing the opposite way around. So 1 second, 2 seconds. Bihi.
Bihi.
Okay, so the B said for 1 second and the He said for 2 seconds. Okay, one more time. Bihi.
Bihi.
Perfect. Excellent. Really well done. Okay, next one.
Ilafi.
Excellent. That was much, much better. Okay, the Alif and the Lam both are said for 2 seconds because Alif has a vertical kasra, Lam has a vertical fatha, and then this Fa has a kasra, so 1 second. Ilafi.
Ilafi.
Excellent. Well done. Next one.
هذه.
Okay, you recognize the letters well, so you know that this is a ha. Okay, it looks a bit different, but this is a ha, and it has a vertical fatha. So 2 seconds. Ha.
Ha.
Next letter is dal, and it has a kasra underneath it. How long should this be said for?
1 second.
Yeah, so say it for 1 second.
Z.
Yes. So, and this letter is again ha, and it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So how many seconds?
He.
2 seconds. Yes. He. So that was great. So 2 seconds for the first letter, 1 second for second, and third letter 2 seconds. 2, 1, 2. So can you try that for me now?
هذه.
Perfect. Excellent. Really, really nicely read. Okay. So you just saw there when you split things up and you see how many seconds should be said for each letter, it makes things much, much easier and you're able to do it properly. Okay. So keep practicing. This exercise is really, really good to recognize how much you have to spend time on each letter. So keep practicing this exercise. But other than that, you're doing really, really well. Okay. Jazakumullah for your help. Can we have one more student?
Our next student is A1212.
Assalamu alaikum. A1213. A1213. Assalamu alaikum. A1212. Assalamu alaikum. Are you there? Wa alaikum salam. I think you're not close to the mic because I can't hear you at the moment.
Assalamu alaikum.
Much better. Wa alaikum salam. Okay. So I'm just going to do the last 2 examples with you. Okay. So just follow my hand. We'll do it one bit at a time. So can you do this one first?
Alihi.
Really nicely read, mashallah. Okay, so you did that all together, which is great, but one bit at a time. First letter alif with a vertical fatha. Next is a lam.
Alihi.
Next letter is a lam with a kasra. So 1 second. Li.
Li.
And then you have the ha, and it has a vertical kasra underneath it. So again 2 seconds. He.
He.
Alihi.
Alihi.
Excellent. Really nicely read. Okay. Now this last word has 4 components. Okay, has 4 bits to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want you to take your time, follow my hand. We'll do it one bit at a time, and then so that everybody else can understand as well. Okay, so try this one. Just do it one bit at a time. I know you know how to do it, but everybody else can gain benefit from you doing it one bit at a time. Okay. So first one.
Kipalihi.
Just do it one bit at a time. Just follow my hand. This is the letter Qaf with a kasra. Qi.
Kipalihi.
Okay. A1212. Just follow after me. Okay. Qi.
Ki.
Ba.
Pa.
Yeah. Li.
Li.
He.
He.
Qiba.
Kipa.
Lihi.
Lihi.
Qibalihi.
Kipalihi.
Well done. Okay. When there is more than 2 letters in a word, you have to take 1 letter at a time and look at it. Look at what sign it has on it, and then see how long you need to stretch that sound. Okay. Will you do that? So exercise 9.2 is a really good exercise, like I'm saying, for everybody to go back and revise. Okay, Jazakumullah A1212. Okay, so that was really, really good, mashallah. Everybody did really well. You were all able to, first of all, recognize the letter, see what sign is on it, and then apply the timing to it, which is really good to see. Now, as homework, it would be really, really good if all of you could practice exercise 9.2. Okay? So this exercise that we just done, really, really good exercise to test all the knowledge that you've learned so far. Practice exercise 9.2 and pay close attention to timing. What I mean by that is, if a letter has a fatha on it, let's say, it should only be said for 1 second. But if it has, let's say, a vertical kasra underneath it, like we learned today, it should be said for 2 seconds. So pay close attention to the timing. Okay, so that's your homework. So everybody please write that down and practice, because unless you practice, it will be very difficult for you to move on and learn the rest of the material that we will be teaching you in later classes. Okay, so that's your homework, and we will end today's class. Mashallah, everybody, like I said, did really, really well, and I can see that you're getting really good grips with the how to recognize letters and how to pronounce them. So keep practicing that. We will end today's class with reciting a prayer. So can I please ask a student to come on the mic?
N1294.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. N1294. N1294, are you there? Assalamu alaikum. Okay, can we have another student, please?
N1310.
Assalamu alaikum. N1310.
Walaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm well. How are you? You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. So what we'll do is we'll end the class now with this prayer. So please repeat after me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
اللهم
اللهم
ارحمني.
ارحمني.
اللهم ارحمني.
اللهم ارحمني.
بالقرآن
بالقرآن
العظيم.
العظيم.
Excellent. Really nicely read, mashallah. And can you read the translation for me?
Oh Allah, have mercy on this great Quran.
Excellent. Well done. Really nicely read. Jazakumullah. And Jazakumullah to everybody for joining us in today's class. I hope you'll all have all written down the homework, and we'll be revising exercise 9.2. So Jazakumullah for joining us in today's class. Inshallah, see you all again tomorrow, same time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.